In the heart of a world where dreams come alive, there lived a magical unicorn named Nyla. Nyla was no ordinary unicorn. Her mane shimmered with every color you could imagine, and her spirit was as bright as the morning sun. She called a wondrous place her home, a land known to all as Dreamland. Dreamland was a place unlike any other, filled with sparkling rivers that twisted and turned through golden forests. The trees here had leaves that glimmered like real gold, and when the wind blew, they made a soft, tinkling sound like tiny bells. The air was always sweet with the scent of blooming flowers, and everywhere you looked, there was something magical waiting to be discovered. Nyla's mane was her pride and joy. It sparkled in the sunlight, casting rainbows on the ground wherever she went. Each strand seemed to hold a different color: soft pinks, bright blues, glowing greens, and even shades of gold and silver. When Nyla ran, her mane flowed behind her like a river of light, and everyone who saw her couldn't help but smile. Her hooves were just as magical. They glowed with the soft colors of sunshine and cotton candy, making her steps light and graceful. Nyla was known throughout Dreamland for her gentle heart. She always stopped to help a friend in need, whether it was a lost butterfly or a sleepy squirrel looking for its way home. Everyone loved Nyla, for she was the kindest and gentlest creature in all of Dreamland. Every morning, as the sun peeked over the hills, Nyla would gallop through endless fields of golden buttercups. The flowers would sway and dance as she passed, and sometimes the moonbeams themselves would join her, swirling around her in a playful dance. Nyla loved to leap over sparkling brooks and chase after the butterflies that flitted through the air, their wings shining like tiny jewels. But what Nyla loved most was spending time with her magical friends. There were fluffy bunnies with soft wings who could fly as high as the clouds, and fireflies that glowed so brightly they could light up the darkest night. Some of the fireflies could even talk, telling Nyla stories about faraway lands and secret wishes. Sometimes tiny fairies would join them, sprinkling sparkling dust that made everyone giggle and float a little above the ground. But Nyla had a very special job, one that only she could do. Each evening, as the sun began to set and the sky turned soft shades of pink and orange, Nyla would make her way to the edge of Dreamland. There, she would dip her magical hooves into a shimmering pool filled with the colors of the sunset. The colors would swirl around her hooves, glowing brighter and brighter as the sky grew darker. With a joyful leap, Nyla would prance across the velvet night sky, her hooves leaving behind trails of sparkling stars and brilliant rainbows. As she danced, the whole of Dreamland would watch in wonder, knowing that Nyla was painting the night just for them. Thanks to Nyla, every night in Dreamland was filled with color, magic, and dreams waiting to come true. As twilight descended, bathing Dreamland in a warm, golden glow, the world seemed to hold its breath. The last rays of sunlight stretched across the meadow, painting everything in soft, magical colors. Shadows grew long and gentle, and the air shimmered with the promise of dreams yet to come. In this enchanted hour, the boundaries between day and night blurred, and the meadow became a place where anything felt possible. Deep within the tall, whispering grasses, Nyla the unicorn slowly awoke from her peaceful slumber. Her eyes fluttered open, reflecting the colors of the twilight sky above. She listened to the soft chorus of crickets and the gentle rustle of leaves, feeling the cool evening breeze brush against her silvery coat. For a moment, she simply lay still, savoring the quiet magic of the moment. With a graceful motion, Nyla stretched her slender legs, feeling the strength and energy return to her body. She arched her neck and shook her shimmering mane, sending tiny sparkles into the air that danced in the fading light. Each movement was elegant and full of purpose, as if she were waking not just herself, but the entire meadow around her. Tonight, like every night, Nyla had an important task ahead. It was time to begin her nightly ritual, a magical journey that would see her painting the sky with colors and visiting the dreams of children all across Dreamland. She took a deep breath, feeling the anticipation flutter in her heart, and looked up at the first stars twinkling above. Nyla trotted gracefully through the meadow, her hooves barely making a sound on the soft earth. All around her, fireflies began to awaken, their tiny bodies glowing like floating lanterns in the dusk. The meadow was alive with their gentle light, and Nyla felt as if she were walking through a sea of stars. She paused to greet each firefly, lowering her head and offering a gentle nuzzle with her rainbow-colored nose. The fireflies responded with joyful twinkles, swirling around her in playful patterns. Their delicate wings brushed against her muzzle, and she giggled softly, delighted by their company. The fireflies blinked their lights in a playful dance, weaving a glowing path that led Nyla forward. Their tiny bodies illuminated the way, casting a magical glow on the grass and flowers beneath her hooves. It was as if they were guiding her toward her destiny, lighting up the night just for her. As she continued her journey, Nyla inhaled the sweet, intoxicating scent of moon blossoms. Their delicate white petals unfurled in the gentle breeze, releasing a fragrance that filled the air with dreams of hope and wonder. She paused to admire their beauty, feeling the cool petals brush against her nose, and let the scent fill her with calm and inspiration. With each graceful step, Nyla's pastel-colored hooves left behind a shimmering trail of stardust. The sparkling dust floated up and lingered in the air, adding to the enchantment of Dreamland. Wherever she walked, the grass seemed to glow a little brighter, and the flowers stood a little taller, basking in the magic she brought with her. At last, Nyla reached the edge of the meadow, where the land met the sky. She paused and gazed upward, her eyes wide with wonder. The sky above was a canvas of swirling colors, waiting for her touch. She could feel the energy of the night gathering, ready to be shaped by her imagination and her dreams. The last rays of the setting sun painted the clouds in breathtaking hues of orange, pink, and purple. The colors shifted and blended, creating a masterpiece that changed with every passing moment. Nyla watched in awe, knowing that soon it would be her turn to add her own magic to the sky. A gentle, contented smile spread across Nyla's face. She felt the joy and responsibility of her nightly work settle in her heart. With the meadow behind her and the sky before her, she was ready to begin. Tonight she would fill Dreamland with color, wonder, and dreams, making the world a little more magical for everyone who believed. As the sun dipped low and the world grew quiet, Nyla, the magical unicorn, stood at the edge of Dreamland. With a flick of her tail, she gathered the colors of the sunset, collecting every shade of gold, pink, and violet that danced across the sky. The air shimmered with possibility, and the gentle breeze carried whispers of dreams yet to be painted. Nyla dipped her delicate hooves into the vibrant hues, feeling the warmth and energy of the day's last light. As she moved, her silvery coat shimmered with the borrowed glow, reflecting the beauty of the world around her. Each step she took left ripples of color in her wake, as if she was walking on a canvas made of light and hope. Then, with graceful leaps and bounds, Nyla soared into the sky, her mane trailing stardust behind her. She danced among the clouds, her movements painting the night sky with every twist and turn. The stars seemed to twinkle in delight, eager to be part of her masterpiece. Swirls of pink and lavender blossomed beneath her hooves, transforming into fluffy clouds that drifted gently across the heavens. Each cloud was soft and inviting, a perfect place for dreams to rest before finding their way to sleeping children below. Streaks of orange and gold stretched across the twilight, weaving through the indigo sky. With a gentle touch, Nyla turned these glowing ribbons into twinkling stars, each one a tiny lantern of hope and wonder. The stars sparkled brightly, ready to light up the dreams of anyone who gazed upon them. Nyla painted with joy and care, her heart overflowing with the magic of the night. She knew that every color, every star, and every cloud she created would bring comfort and happiness to those who needed it most. The meadow below glowed softly in the moonlight, a peaceful reminder of the beauty she shared with the world. As she painted, Nyla thought of all the children sleeping soundly in their beds, their faces peaceful and content. She imagined their dreams taking flight, soaring through the skies she had painted just for them. Each child was wrapped in a blanket of starlight, safe and warm beneath the magical sky. With a gentle breath, Nyla blew shimmering dream bubbles into the air. Each bubble sparkled with the colors of the sunset and was filled with images of playful puppies, sparkling fairies, and magical adventures. The bubbles floated higher and higher, carrying wishes and hopes to every corner of the world. Inside some bubbles, children could see enchanted candy forests, where trees grew lollipops and rivers flowed with sweet chocolate. Others held scenes of magical woodlands, where friendly creatures played and laughter echoed through the trees. Nyla watched with a gentle smile as the dream bubbles floated down to earth, drifting over rooftops and gardens, and finally settling above the sleepy town. Each bubble carried a piece of Dreamland's magic, ready to fill the night with wonder and joy. As the children dreamed, Nyla knew her work was done. She felt a deep happiness, knowing that her painted skies and magical dreams would help every child feel happy, safe, and loved as they slept peacefully through the night, wrapped in the gentle embrace of Dreamland's magic. Nyla painted and painted, covering the sky with her beautiful colors. She loved her work, but tonight she felt different. Her legs felt heavy, and her shimmering mane seemed a little less bright. Nyla's usually vibrant colors, the colors of the rainbow, started to fade. The bright pink and sunshine yellow of her coat dimmed. Even the sparkling blue of her eyes lost some of its shine. Nyla felt a little sad. Why are my colors fading, she wondered. She had never felt this way before. The night felt quiet, and Nyla suddenly felt very, very tired. Nyla decided to take a break. She saw a big, fluffy cloud that looked as soft as a marshmallow. Nyla floated up and lay down on the cloud. It was so comfortable. The cloud felt like a warm hug. Nyla snuggled into its softness, feeling safe and cozy. She looked down at the world below. The lights of tiny houses twinkled like fireflies. Nyla closed her eyes, hoping to feel better after a little rest. But even in the quiet of the night, her thoughts swirled. What if I can't paint the sky anymore? She worried. What if my colors are gone forever? As Nyla rested on the cloud, she heard a tiny sound. It was a whisper, soft and gentle, floating up from the world below. Nyla listened closely. The whisper came from a child sleeping soundly in their bed. The child was dreaming of fluffy bunnies and rainbow slides, their face peaceful and serene. And in their sleep they whispered, "It's okay to rest. Even rainbows need sleep." The whisper was so soft, almost too quiet to hear. But Nyla heard it, and the words filled her with a comforting warmth. She had been working so hard, painting the night sky every single night. Nyla realized that the little voice was right. Even rainbow unicorns need to rest sometimes. She had been so busy painting that she had forgotten to take care of herself. As Nyla understood the importance of rest, she felt her colors returning. The pink in her mane became brighter, and the sunshine yellow of her coat shimmered. Even the blue of her eyes sparkled like 1,000 stars. Nyla smiled. She felt much better after hearing the child's sleepy words and realizing that it was all right to rest. She knew that taking care of herself was important. Nyla snuggled deeper into the cloud, feeling happy and content. The cloud rocked her gently, like a soft lullaby. She closed her eyes, surrounded by the twinkling stars and the quiet murmur of the night. As Nyla slept, her dreams were filled with images of playful children, fields of moon blossoms, and the gentle whisper of the wind. She dreamed of new colors to paint the sky, brighter and more vibrant than ever before. And above it all, a gentle rainbow arched across the sky, a reminder that even in rest there is beauty and magic. The stars twinkled around Nyla like tiny, watchful guardians, protecting her as she slumbered. The night breathed softly around the sleeping unicorn. A gentle breeze rustled the clouds, whispering a lullaby to the slumbering Nyla. High above the world, she slept peacefully, her colors bright, her heart full. Good night, Nyla. Sleep soundly, dream sweetly, and wake with the dawn, ready to paint the new day with your magic. The children of the world await your colorful dreams. Support and subscribe. If you enjoyed this magical adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to join us on more fun-filled journeys. Subscribe to @KiddoAdventuresJ5Y for more colorful, animated bedtime stories and adventures your little ones will love. Click here to subscribe. Thank you for being part of the Kiddo Adventures family.